we reset it. Oh, it works now. Oh, that's good. That's actually good news. Make sure. Okay. Yeah, that's actually. Sometimes it's a blank screen when I click. Yeah, okay. Just click. All right, this one's a good one. You're gonna enjoy it. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, I try to make them as self-explanatory as possible, and I getting that. Really, the initial title for this was the Gettysburg of Conspiracies, but it wouldn't. I know a lot of people wouldn't get that, and they don't give a shit about that, which is entirely fair. Probably really the right thing to do. But here it is. Right? Okay, the Gettysburg conspiracies. Gettysburg. This isn't. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't. Today, it's not really much, but. Type in battle. Okay. All right. Fuck. Shit. Yeah. Still not sure we can stay on YouTube, so sometimes I said shoot. Gettysburg, known for being basically the turning point of the Civil War, all this shit. And what do I mean? The Stalingrad of conspiracies, all this. People know what it means, but you have to be a certain. It making it more tangible for people out there, So. Anyways, the Gettysburg of conspiracies is COVID and the following, few big major events, Israel and all this. It's be going more into depth there, exactly on how that ends up, being the thing that kind of derails everything. We're never going back. We're never going back to whatever was happening before. Is this a blank screen? I told you it's a blank. Oh, you're son of a bitch. God damn it. God damn, that's why I keep this one open. Is it not? Is it still a blank? Oh, no. What the fuck? Man, frame rate on this fucked up. I'm like moving around here. I've never had a shitty internet connection. So I come on here. I think when I mentioned Israel and COVID and Epstein I tagged on there. Really, people knew that but the way it broke politics this time is fucking crazy because just this time around, what I saw recently was Jon Stewart going up there and his angle. Let's see what Jon Stewart is up there. His angle of the whole thing was, Epstein's real. And this is just off the top here, and just ranting about this now. A little bit, Oh, fucking great. It's the Bluetooth speaker. It works the way it's intended to sometimes, which is great. But yeah, here's Jon Stewart, and he goes up there, and he's his genius idea is to go up there, prove Epstein is real. Oh shit. Share this tab, make sure it's not a blank screen. Right? Okay, great. You should be able to see Jon Stewart. Anyways, his big idea is to go up there and basically prove Epstein's real and try to disprove Pizzagate in the same motion. So so he goes up there. And maybe I'll play it for you, but sometimes the fucking videos on here don't play while I'm doing this. That's my dog barking. Gigantic dog, like 300 pounds. Probably like 6 feet tall. But this is I would play the video, but it is very long. It's long, and I don't know if it'll play. But he goes in there, and he's basically telling the right-wing guys, that it's a uniparty. It's a one-party system. Whatever, I always, in their mind, I think he's telling the right-wing guys to believe in Epstein, right? Because this Epstein story, they shit because they were yelling about Pizzagate. But and then he brings up Pete. So now he's going into Pizzagate and trying to explain how Pizzagate is fake, but the Epstein stuff is real, right? Which is after hearing, which is suspicious, right? I mean that's a little bit like Trump going up there, and Trump goes up and he pretends like the Epstein files don't exist, and they're fake, and it's a hoax. You go like, are you okay? Are you? You wouldn't happen to, be involved more directly? What you're saying? It's Epstein. No, but yeah, it's very suspicious when you see people going out there. Roscoe, shut the fuck up. It's hard to tell him something. He's 8 feet tall. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling anybody to, if you're going out there trying to debunk a child trafficking ring, then yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. How about we just let it play out, John and Donald? How about we let it just play out? Because after hearing about Epstein, I don't think anyone was thinking, wow, that Pizzagate stuff is definitely fake now. John, no one was thinking that one, John. Are you okay? You wouldn't happen to be directly involved, right? That would be. That's what that was my first thought. I was like, and he was really adamant about how fake it is. And if you know about this Pizzagate shit, you know about the Colbert video and all these things. All right, okay. And I'm probably now the screen might be blanking and going crazy, but you might have some skin in the game more than he's willing to tell. Okay, and let's not get into debunking any of these child sex trafficking rings too early. Anybody out there, whether you're involved or not. Okay, that's just everybody calm down. Seeing a lot of questionable behavior out there, a lot of folks. So, anyways, yeah, it was John's big move out there. And yeah, what should I go into? It's just this like you can watch it if you want to. It's at the end of this whole thing, but it's absurd. It really is an absurd thing, and he's telling them to not be partisan about it, about their beliefs and these things, and then is being partisan while doing it by not believing in the thing while he's telling it's just like these shit lib mental gymnastics, horse shit, partisan garbage. That's what makes him. That's what makes all the money. So that's what he's up to. That's what he will be up to there. But yeah, I'll make it to this one. So it's a Gettysburg of all conspiracies. I mean, and it's not just COVID or Israel or Epstein or whatever. It's all these things put together in one big, compounding effect. It's yeah. Israel and COVID. Yeah, it's pretty rough. So yeah, first things first. I mean, no one's going back to pre-COVID times. I mean, let me see what we got here. Pop this up. Get some good COVID memes in. But I don't know if there's better COVID memes. Gotta be. The COVID just it's pretty fucked up. And notice they gave people money in COVID, right? Almost to sustain the COVID state, but they never gave people money out of COVID to repair maybe COVID. So, it's all about keeping people exploitable. And yeah, it's almost like at this point, they've exploited people so much, they've pillaged people to the point where they're too pillaged to be pillaged even. Like what could you even do after you've destroyed all their social groups with divide and conquers horseshit, rotted their brains with fucking fear and whatever propaganda agendas and horse fucking shit that you could shove in their fucking face. After a certain point, they're out of things to pillage. They don't need any subscriptions to anything. They fucking they don't have no, they're not going anywhere. They don't have They don't scroll through ads on Instagram. They don't have any friends that they're looking for on that. They don't have any fucking. They don't have a Netflix subscription. They're not getting their dick sucked. You know, it's like they don't need to fucking some noise on in the background for that. They're not. Yeah, it's like at a certain point you've pillaged them beyond repair. They don't have a job to even pay for them. They don't. Yeah, it's like so now they're so pillaged that you can't pillage them, and that's kind of where we're at now. Is where they almost have to take it to like a spiritual realm to keep taking from people. Yeah, that's where this a lot of this antichrist, spiritual warfare shit is coming from because it's like they've gotten people to. I mean, you don't have vacations, you don't have shit, you don't have friends. I'm trying to think of like what are things that people even don't even know that they don't have that have been pillaged from them so hard they're not even communities, whatever, your own ability to go about the world, unions, I don't know, workers' rights. It's just like they've gotten people so far down the line now that, they're struggling to maintain the ability to exploit them, I think is why they're kind of, maybe they'll try to, put something, I don't know, I wouldn't get anybody's hopes up, but there's talk of, Trump giving out $2,000 or some shit for everybody. I wouldn't count on it. It's a Trump promise or whatever. And he's talking about it, but it's only because again they've taken so much stuff. They've taken everything from people. That giving someone $2,000 now, which is only to be spent on subscriptions that'll then find its way into the pockets of the donors of whoever donated to Trump and all that shit. Or whoever, all these big tech guys, the same uniparty people. Yeah. And so, I don't know. It's just about how they they fucked it up so bad that they can't fuck it up anymore. It's a fascinating thing a little bit to think about. Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's nothing for them to get. They're not going to be out there. If they're not going to have anything, why would they get things? Why would they continue to have things? It's a question worth asking. Why they on a package? So in COVID, if you notice, this one got me really thinking about it. Actually, it's just like if you pay attention in there, no one really watches the news or pays attention to it like that anymore as a result of COVID and all these fear mongering horse shit, fear saddle things that they try to get people to bite on so that they can eventually, control them and do bad, ultimately have you do stupid shit, really, and make you watch ads. That's why they try to scare you so much. It increases retention, whatever. So no one's watching that. But if you've noticed, though, I still keep it on. If you've noticed, they haven't unpacked COVID. Like, no one's going in there and reviewing COVID and the response to COVID and what happened and what should have happened. And maybe we could have done that. I mean, it's 5 years out now. 5 years, which is the amount of time they told us it would take initially. One of the amounts of times they told us that could take like 5 years. But yeah, horrible shit. But notice nobody wants to go back because a lot of it, especially these major news stations, were just their entire job was to scare people into complacency and to cover for powerful people and their agendas. Yeah, it's really so that's why they're not going to touch on it because they would have to go in there and about how Cuomo went on a killing spree and all this crazy shit, and the respirators were just killing people. They were just ordering things to kill people, to pop them from the fucking who knows what the fuck. Yeah, they're not ready to go through all that shit and look through it because they fucked it that bad. They fucked you that bad. They fucked up the whole fucking thing really badly. So notice how quickly now they want to run away from it, even though it was news every day, all day for years on end, like a couple years at least. And news the whole time. It was news until the next election. It was like, and now it's just fucking like nothing ever even happened. Isn't that fun? And it's because they know they fucked it so bad that if they went back to even try to address it, they would be, I mean, incredibly in the wrong. Just think about how fucking if you listen to Joe Rogan, you would have been better off during the pandemic. Like that's like a fucking major fucking. They don't want anybody to think about that shit. It's crazy as hell. Yeah, and the vaccine and the rates in cancer increases, and oh man, they don't want people. They want to all walk away from this as quickly as possible. Don't do that. Don't do that. Remember what you learned and carry it with you. Which sort of leads me into this next one here, which is, COVID at least taught me personally that you shouldn't leave nothing. It's like you can't leave things in the past. And I was like really deep into conspiracies, and I mean, at a time, I still am, right? But COVID brought me back. I thought I could leave the conspiracy world. I thought, once know certain, whatever. Once you get it, you get it. You can walk off. 9/11's an inside job. Fucking moon's bullshit. Whatever the fuck, JFK's fucking, he was murdered, obviously, by a lot of people. Shot. You can walk away from all that shit, but that is a fallacy. Conspiracies are forever. It's a constant like change. Like I mean, those are the two constants: conspiracies and change. And yeah. So it pulled me straight back in the game, and it's a reminder that you have to stay read up on conspiracies. You have to stay well read on conspiracies, because if you don't, I mean, you will fucking pay for it. Like it really will. They'll fucking inject you with poison. They will inject you with fucking poison, or even worse, they'll have your dumbass out there in the street yelling at people for some reason. Like you think like what's going on. Like, yeah, they will exploit the shit out of you if you don't get what's going on. So you really can't leave things or what you learned, or it's like you gotta take that with you to the best of your ability, and just try to have to learn it the hard way one time at the very least. Yeah. Oh man. And which is the next point a little bit, which is like, COVID proved like not just that conspiracies are right, which obviously it's like, that's step fucking one. Conspiracies are right. 9/11 is like obvious, it's how buildings don't just collapse into dust because a fucking a plane hit it in the top, and then the fucking other buildings also collapse into turn into dust. I'm like, there's metal and glass and concrete and all types of shit. It doesn't just turn into a pile of dust with like a couple of scraps left in it, and then the fucking plane that they say the passengers took over, like they didn't just hit that shit with a missile. What? And the fucking plane that hit the Pentagon, like that's supposed to be a fucking passenger airliner. A little rinky dink motherfucker is a passenger airliner. Jet airline. Like, whatever. Those are the obvious ones. But what COVID proved was that not just conspiracies are right, but the craziest fucking conspiracies are right. Like, I mean, anti-vax is like, dude, that was fringe. Even at the time, even in the depths of like YouTube, man, depths of YouTube conspiracies. Charlie, this is a great meme, but yeah, that anti-vax shit was crazy. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else. Like, no one really got what Israel was and what it's doing. Like all the crazy shit. The kids are getting eaten and fucked and by the president. Whoa, the craziest shit all came out to be the most true, and actually really the most pressing, like the ones you actually you should have been read up on the most, or the craziest. The craziest ones were the truest and most impactful, you know. And I mean, vaccine. You think Bill Gates is handing out vaccines to help people? He's going to Africa to help the Africans get vaccinated. That's what you think in your head. The richest man, one of the richest men in the world, is going to go to Africa to help. It's just like it's real obvious. There's a lot of reasons I don't want to go back and unpack that, because you don't really realize how much shit it shattered until you look back. And like you look back at all these like grind set entrepreneurial whatever the fucking jerk off fucking this and that fucking Zuckerberg and Bezos, all these fucking like pieces of human shit that pretend like they run something. Elon, like, you're not in charge. You're obviously dumb. Like, you're actually obviously dumb. It's insane. Sometimes you see Elon say some shit and you go like, wow, this guy's retarded, man. But like not in like a way where you're like, being mean, but just in a way where you're like, oh, I get it now. It's all a fraud, and he's actually secretly he's retarded, and someone's getting a laugh out of this. Someone's laughing their fucking ass off. I mean, personally, it's whatever. But you look at these guys, and no one's really, that was a whole grind set phase. Everyone's looking up at it. Now everybody gets at their DARPA fucking piece of shit face to a machine like garbage logo for a demon company that's gonna sell you demon shit. Yeah, like everyone gets that. Like now that completely shattered in about 5 years. And that was the peak. You go, yeah, I want to be like Mark Zuckerberg, the lifeless humanoid, like droid man, Mark Zuckerberg. Like that is like, and people thought he got his idea from the thing. It's a government app called LifeLog. It was a DARPA experiment to track and log your information. Okay, it was not, and you fell for it more than likely. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's no Harvard fucking origin story. It's just stupid shit. And that whole thing completely fucking fell apart in about however long COVID was. Yeah, really, there's so many reasons I don't want you looking back at that shit. And Obama, before we knew about his chef, people thought he might be all right, or whatever. People thought, before they could really, who knows, start connecting dots, But once you get enough time, and that was one of the things. There's a comedian out there, Kurt Metzger. He's a funny guy, and he was saying their worst mistake was locking everybody in because they just had time to read up on every conspiracy and all this shit. I mean, it's real shit. It's like you can't just lock them in. That I feel like they thought that they would just lock people in, usher them into the metaverse, and they pay for subscriptions for bullshit microtransactions for V-Bucks and VC coin and whatever the fuck they're gonna call this fucking thing. Yeah, but it just didn't. It just didn't take like that, and people just end up looking into things, and maybe they don't like fluoride in their fucking drinking water. Maybe now they're just coming out now and realizing, maybe certain things are different from what they told us. Yeah, maybe APAC should be registered as a whatever. Yeah, all these things come out of the fact that they locked people down in the first place to discover that. And again, this goes back to my point about pillaging people to the point where they can't be pillaged. At this point, it's counterproductive. You're getting negative returns because you've just at this point overextended into pillaging people, where now it's almost pillaging back. You can almost pillage them back by just learning what's going on in the world, and maybe changing how you go about it. Yeah, it's really something to think about. Yeah, they over pillaged, they over pruned. It's like a tree. You over prune the tree has no leaves to catch the sunlight. It's fucking over now. And that's sort of what they did to America, Americans, humans, everybody, everyone's out here now. Just because imagine how much you take from somebody when you just lock them in, you know. And then that wasn't enough. They're gonna push, all these little fees on you, all these little tiny. Actually, everything's gonna get a little bit more expensive. Like I haven't gotten a fucking Uber or Uber Eats, and God knows how long we keep fucking cranking up the fucking price on it just a little bit every day, but eventually you realize you're fucking boiling in there. Balls first, man. You gotta get the fuck out of here. And fuck these guys. Dude. I'm gonna go get my own shit. It happens when they've over farmed the land. They've over it's the land's gonna start farming them at this point because they fucking think that they can. Yeah, it's almost like there's a strange balance to things. Whatever you want to call it, but it is interesting. And all you really have to do is just know what's going on. Like you don't even have to pick up a musket with the fucking bayonet, stick a fucking guy through the chest. Like you just look around, just realize, be aware, just be aware, and act accordingly. And that's really all the whole thing. You're a revolutionary now. Yeah, and all the things that changed. I mean. And not just COVID, right? I mean, fuck, it's like, I mean, Israel too. I mean, you have to think about the few people have thrown their entire followings away, their whole careers away, like H3, Ethan Klein, like Seth Meyers or fucking Ben Shapiro, all these people that have just tossed themselves into the meat grinder for the Israel propaganda machine. And they're just, I mean, what are they supposed to do now? I really and no one's going back to listen to them. Like, you realize how much shit shifted, not just from like pre-COVID, but from like that little post-COVID. That was a little fucked up window in there too. They don't talk about from like 2021 to like 2023 ish, like early 2021, maybe something like that. Where it's just like this fucked up, this weird, strange creatures just coming out just to really let their nuts hang. The Ethan Kleins and the Seth Meyers, man, the fucking and the Rachel Maddows and the Joy Reids and who knows, fucking Chris Hayes. I don't know what these people are doing. Okay, I'm just like they just came out of nowhere. And where do they all go? Like, where do they go? I don't know. They're still on there somewhere. They're still somehow going, right? How would they go? How is this even? Everyone left the second you wouldn't acknowledge all those dead kids. Like, that was like insane. That was the breaking point. They said, whoa, there's like a mountain of dead kids that he just won't even look at, won't address it. It's a real, dead kid in the room that they did not address in any way. SNL, all these like Zionist corpo shilling fucking Hillary Clinton shit pile horseshit fucking places, kind of comedy, whatever, propaganda machines. Really strange stuff like that, which should make it interesting now that they're hopping on the Epstein stuff, which is my theory. Whatever on that. Is that now all these guys, they have to hop in on the Epstein shit, not just to basically just to co-opt it and control the narrative. You can see now they're trying to make it a partisan football. You see Jon Stewart going up there trying to debunk Pizzagate with it. They're trying to gain control of the narrative so then they can spin it into whatever horseshit they're going to, which is going to be either it's going to go partisan or it's going to go because at this point it's interesting. They're not going to try to bury it. Obviously, the Democrats are implicated. Everyone's implicated. It's a fake thing. The two-party system doesn't fucking exist. It's one group of people, and kid fucking is not going to be the thing they don't do bipartisanly. That's the one of the thing is support of Israel and kid fucking is bipartisan in Washington, D.C. Okay, it's not about who the fuck is on what team. It's about who the fuck is gonna do the things that you want to do with you. It's like the teams are fake. It's ran by one. It's a Vince McMahon fucking thing. Is it even Vince McMahon? That's more real, actually. This whole thing is funded by the same people. All the puppets are the same strings are being pulled by the same people. Like it's all, yeah, fake shit. Designed to divide you guys up, make you fight again. I saw the clip. What was it? At Dick Cheney's funeral. I didn't get an invite, but yeah. Again, it's one of these. It's another one of those Jimmy Carter funeral things where you see Donald Trump and Barack Obama sitting there jerking each other the fuck off. And what are you doing? Not talking to your family members over this shit? Oh, yeah? You don't think something's up? Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's real shit. And this time, I guess it was like Rachel Mad Dyke sitting next to fucking like I don't know, fucking some Henry Kissinger. I don't know what the fuck they do. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, it's fake. It's fake. It's Rachel Mad Dyke and Henry Kissinger sitting in a tree, fucking jerking each other, flicking each other's beans. That's what they're doing. All right. Okay. All right. So no one listens to the news. No one listens to these people, the Ben Shapiro's, these H3s, these people that were there to designed to draw divisions in the population through their audiences and the medias and the platforms. That was really what they were doing the whole time. And the second they all agreed on killing as many Gazan men, women, and children as possible, Ben Shapiro, H3, Seth Meyers, Rachel Maddyke, MS Now, Miss Now, whatever they're calling it. Let's say agreed on killing all the men, women, and children of Gaza, people began to realize maybe this is a fucking game that they play on us, where they divide us all against each other, but they all agree on let's not look into the kid fucking thing, and let's not, argue about this kid killing thing. We have to get that done, ASAP. They're really pressuring us to get on board, whatever it is. Right. And that began to wake people up too. Yeah, that can't be understated in that because people are starting to shake out of it. In COVID, like looking into shit, like I remember finding out hospitals are a business, like they're profit driven. They have quarterlies and investments and shit. Like that is an insane thing to find out. That was in the middle of COVID, and that's when I started started waking up that thing in that conspiracy brain thing that I had put to rest so long ago in about middle school. But I just woke up. It's a business, and now we have to go there to get help from the business because that's what they're so known for is helping people. They love to help. Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up shit like that, and it's just a little trickle of these things, and they just hit you in the head. And you go, Chadwick Boseman just so happens. That one got me too. I was like, that one feels a little too perfect. That you start to feel yourself waking up a little bit, like Chadwick Boseman's just gonna die this summer after the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd fucking protests and riots and shit. He's just gonna suddenly die. Disney didn't know. Disney's just signing contracts with niggas that die suddenly. That's what they just do that. Disney. And they didn't know that the guy who just raked it. How much money did he make? Like he was it $1 billion on that one? Like, that's the face of the one. Was it $1 billion? And they didn't know that he was gonna be dead in a couple of years. Right at the perfect time, right before the election, right after the race riot. Yeah, it's gonna be perfect, and then Black Panther is gonna die in front of everybody. Yeah. You start to wake up to the psyop of it. What are the odds that he just so happens that it's all just trauma-based mind control, psychological program. I mean, it's really fucked up. How they use these things. But, and even the Kobe stuff, you start to realize like, holy shit, this is like how they get that effect on you. They put you in that state of trauma and mourning so that then they can hop into that and control you from that, prolong that state, tell you how to behave when you're in it. Oh, this will help. Oh, this will help you make you feel good. If you get injected with poison. and then we can all just be good. You know what? And then you come back to watch, and they go, "Oh, the poison wasn't good enough. Stay inside. The poison wasn't good enough. You have to stay still inside." What? What? They don't want to go back and unpack any of that shit. And if they do, they're gonna be, completely whitewashing the entirety of what happened. Honestly, I can't wait for that either. That might be even more interesting, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll see. Even pretend like Cuomo wasn't the Grim Reaper for however long he was in there. He killed everybody's grandma, man. Everybody. Damn, man. He would go on TV just like nothing happened. Like that's like some serial killer. Like he needs to be studied. His brain should be studied, man. That's some crazy shit, man. That's some Dahmer. That's some like John Wayne Gacy. Like, who just kills everybody's grandma and then goes on TV after and is talking up there like, oh yeah, everybody be careful. Like, be careful. Whoa, man, what did you do to all of them? He fucking just wiped them all out, and then he goes back, kills some more, comes back, goes on to the fucking TV. Yeah, listen to it. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, so there's a backlash, there's a balance to pushing people this hard and exploiting them this hard. That's what I'm saying, to the point of exploiting people to the point where they're out of things to exploit, and it's like we're kind of at this point now, and they have to try to figure out how they're either gonna go with this energy of like whatever revolutionary, because I'm seeing a lot of people going whatever, so they're either gonna revolution the revolution, or they're gonna, I don't know, they're gonna have to figure out how to keep this thing going. Who knows? I'm not gonna. Yeah, the backlash to this stuff it's too strong. Like MS Now is who's watching that? Like who's watching that? Who's watching CNN? Like they come in, they watch CNN. Like when it's not New Year's Eve, like or something. Like, it's really crazy. That's like unhinged. And to think back on like 2015 or 2016, it was like these things the news would just be on. Like you really think about that shit, it would just be fucking on in the background. I don't know about you guys, but that felt like it was like a normal-ish thing. Just be fucking just. And now if I see that shit on, I'll rage out. I fucking rage out at the fucking thing before I turn it off angrily, and I say something mean about the news thing. Like for real. I'm like, we're not the people that fucking turn that horse shit the fuck off. It's some dyke up there like, we gotta stop them before they bring in tyranny. I mean, bitch, tyranny's here, you stinky fucking rug muncher. But but this is what they're up to out there, and hopefully YouTube will allow me to say that. Thank you, YouTube. But yeah, the backlash is real, and they're gonna have to figure out what to do. I mean, this is real shit. It's crazy because I'm like, I made a video, my third video on here, saying free Palestine, and it's not an easy one to watch because they put the things on, they put restrictions on it, but it is sort of what and I accidentally put the Melee Massacre. I shouldn't put the picture of the Melee Massacre on that. It was my third video. I don't know how to fix that in post here, but maybe I'll call YouTube. I don't know if they take phone calls. But yeah, it was my third video, and about World War III. I was like, no one's gonna go unless it's free Palestine. All these guys are the Uyghurs, or so. I think the Uyghurs were big at the time too. No one thinks about the Uyghurs anymore. No one gives a shit about the Uyghurs because they're actually having a better time than the Gazans, as it turns out. But yeah, we went. I was saying that, and it's an insane thing to be saying in 2022. Okay, I was. The point is, I didn't notice that it was. At no point did it occur to me that it would get to like this level of awareness or anything. But it's interesting that it's partially what happens when you fucking lock people inside. Yeah, they start to they'll look at things and realize fucking things. They have to keep people distracted enough. They have to keep people rewarded just enough to keep going. Once you try to take everything from people. I mean, taking social lives, they went for like the whole, that was the spiritual war, probably, really, if that's your angle. But to me, that's just more pillaging. That's like they're getting into like the most extreme angles of pillaging. Once you do that to people, well, what do they have left? They're not going to pay for your horseshit subscription to horseshit Netflix fucking garbage. I mean, like, really, when's the last time they really made some good? I mean, the Frankenstein movie was good. I watched that one. That was nice. But it's like, really, you can just pirate that one good movie a year that they put out on fucking Netflix. All the rest of the horseshit shows. The shows, like, yeah, it's like they're not going to be paying for that if they can get all the best conspiracies in the world for free, which is always going to be the case because, they don't want to monetize conspiracy shit. You see how that works? So it just balances out in a strange way. And now that they're not paying for the subscriptions, these guys are actually losing money on trying to keep people locked in. It's just, I don't think they were expecting the shift to happen when they got on there. It's like stepping on a surfboard or something. They thought it'd just be solid or some shit. They just put too much weight on it and they just, that's why I call it the Gettysburg. They overextended. They thought something else was going to happen. All right. And now it's just people just kicking their balls in. Like, really, like, it's a lot of people just realizing, like, fucking unwashed fruit kills more people than fucking drinking and fucking smoking. Like, really, like, living next to a golf course and inhaling pesticides all day will kill you quicker than fucking, doing fucking, I don't know, meth and heroin and cocaine and shit. Like, really, living next to a golf course is worse for you than hard fucking drugs because of the pesticides. I mean, like, literally, these are things they don't want you thinking about. The point is, oh god, yeah, I think I'm trying to like. It's just how broken things became once they isolated people from the things that kept them lodged in sanity or lodged in their reality. Now they've pulled them out of that, and they can't quite put them back in. That's sort of what they're dealing with right now. Is like they don't know how to. They knew how to take them out, but they didn't. They don't know how to put that thing back in. And so now there's just a bunch of people asking about child trafficking and, high levels of power and agencies. And, it's almost like, and now they have to lean into this conspiracy thing so that they can try to gain some control of it from the inside and hopefully just sort of kill it from, the eye of the storm and some sort of like diffuse the thing. But I don't think it works because I don't know. I'm optimistic about all this stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, we've seen them try to do things. That's one thing I'm always saying about, these vague power structures is like, or whatever it is. It's like you don't want them fighting for you. You don't want them on your side because it is all just backlash things that actually are counterproductive. It's a lot of stuff that's, I don't know. And they're not the most effective, is what you'll sort of realize. But they're pretty good. I mean, but I don't know. Right now would not be the time maybe to be putting money on. Yeah, the conspiracies are right, and not just the conspiracy. The craziest possible shit was the most true. So like, again, like it's like that anti-vax shit was crazy. That was like they're gonna put stuff in there to fucking kill you. Really, the vaccine people. Yeah, apparently they will. Apparently they will. And the child trap, like Pizzagate was fucking insane. That's why I'm like, that's why Jon Stewart, that thing pissed me off. I'm like, John, are you really this fucking dumb? It doesn't occur to you that this is certainly real, right? And so that thing from earlier that was similar maybe has more credence to it. Like, what a fucking jerk off. John is just, all these people that pop up there they just spew Pentagon Hillary Clinton garbage, just some like APAC fucking cum rag, dude. It's like, it's fucking disgusting. You go like, what are you doing? What is your job here? What do you really fucking do? You're gonna debunk Pizzagate, really? Is your name in the fucking Pizzagate file? Was it on the hard drive that was shot by the fucking Pizzagate shooter? Would it happen to have been on the hard drive? Like, what a fucking jerk off, man. That's like, yeah, that's part of the partisanship the shit. They want people locked in this partisan horseshit so they can control the pace at which things happen and what happens. You know, they want to keep this Epstein shit partisan so that they can keep half the population, roughly, or really like closer to like a third of the population, uh, somewhere just fucking not at all even attempting to engage with any of this, and then to keep a third of them hyper partisan about how it's going to affect these other people, and then the other third is hopefully for them clocked, like just not even think about it. They just, yeah, it helps us divide it. More divide and conquer shit to disempower everybody. Disempower you, disempower every fucking person that they're exploiting, which is most people, pretty much everybody, actually. It is everybody, actually. Yeah. Yeah. So don't fall for that shit. Don't be partisan and you're gonna be fucked up, you know. I mean, it's really serious shit. Really serious. Be fucking aware what's going on, because the partisanship is really there to destroy you. By the way, the whole government shutdown, where they pretended to shut it down for the fucking healthcare. They didn't shut down for the healthcare. They fucked you over, right? Just like anybody, just like I would have guessed. You know, I don't know who would have thought anything else was gonna happen. And they just fuck you over, and they brought it up since? Really? No. Oh no, it was the biggest story ever for a couple of days. And then they fucked you in the ass and never brought it up again. Kind of like every single fucking time. Like, it's really, and this whole partisanship thing is really just picking who's gonna fuck you in the ass. And really, they're both gonna fuck you in the ass if they get the opportunity. But you get to pick. You get to pretend to pick, because really, you're not even. Your vote doesn't matter. It's not picking anything. But you get to pretend to pick who's gonna fuck you in the ass, and that's like the amount of consent that they need to fuck you in the ass. You know, it's almost like it's the false choice, but really, what you're doing is agreeing to be fucked in the ass. Not really. I'm not sure if I could say this on YouTube, but you're not really choosing who. You're just agreeing to. Yeah, if that makes sense to you. There you go. A Doctor Who little rhyming scheme there from me. I just do it for the love of the rhyme game. Love it. No, conspiracies are true. The craziest ones are true. Yeah, they sure are true. Yeah, they pillage so much they can't pillage. That's really something to think about, And it's almost like there's this thing. There's a quote I was thinking about. I don't know who the fuck's quote it was, but I was thinking about it because Epstein. Epstein. I would say Elon. I would say Epstein. Epstein. Elon was talking about is releasing these robots that are gonna help end poverty. Again, he's such a dumb jerk off. Like, who even says stupid shit like that? You really gotta be retarded. And like Joe Rogan, and like not even a bad way. I think could be in a good way. But Joe Rogan's gonna sit there and pretend this guy's still smart. But I'm gonna hear things like that and go, "Are you fucking like, dude? This guy is like fucking dumb as fuck. He's dumb as fuck. Like, there's nothing to be done." The point being, it's not going to end poverty. Obviously, it's actually going to be used to grow poverty really exponentially. But the quote is, "Poverty is a man-made genocide." Poverty is a man-made genocide, which is it's a great quote. And so this guy pretending like a robot is going to solve the motherfucker. And I'm thinking about all this pillaging. Pillaging to the point where you can't even pillage people effectively anymore. They have nothing left to pillage, to the point where going out to pillage them actually costs you more than you get. Like, that's where we're kind of at now. Like, they've over pillaged. There's no subscriptions we can buy. None of them are worth the fucking thing. They've pillaged it all. There's nothing they can get from us, really. So now it's at this level where it's like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their move's going to be there, but the robots aren't going to solve it. But yeah, poverty in the first place is a man-made genocide. Which is a good point. You go, fuck. Once you start thinking about that, because all these poor people, it's not like they're not working. Really, the people that work the least are getting the most. It's like, I'm not a communist, right? I'm just saying that's like obvious what the fuck is happening. And then this guy's pretending like this fucking robot he shot, this demonic horse shit from this dumb fuck is going to solve any fucking thing. Like, no, it's just going to be used by rich people to expand their wealth because they can afford a fucking robot and everybody else is not going to have a robot and they're going to be getting killed by robots. The fuck are you talking about? What a dumb fuck. Like, what a dumb thing to say. It's like profoundly dumb where you just go like, fuck, I want to play that fucking that quote from that Billy Madison quote. Yeah, everyone in here is now dumber for having listened to that. Like, it's like incredibly, like, you shouldn't be allowed to. You were putting you on timeout for that fucking stupid shit. Yeah, but he gets to go out there and pretend to be smart and shit. A little bit longer. Really, he's the face of more DARPA technology horseshit. Okay, like Mark Zuckerberg. And they all try to be cool and shit. It's all like, but it's a part of the character just to catch. It's like a lightning rod and catches all the lightning so it doesn't hit the main thing that you don't want people looking into, which is the DARPA technology, as it turns out, that they've released to the public through these guys. Yeah. So I realize. So yeah, and so now we're at this phase where there's a lot of people starting to realize all the horseshit, false flags, psyop hoax, whatever the fucks that they fell for all those times before. I mean, I know I had to, they got me. I'm gonna tell you, 2028. This is why I respect people that they can, if they're honest, they'll tell you the psyops they fell for and how they woke up out of it. Because no one's just, no one comes into this world just understanding, how the fuck it all goes down. For me, I was an Obama fan. I'll tell people I used to be an Obama fan. Yeah, I found out about the chef, and I could overlook the drone killings. I'm like, every president's got to kill as many kids as possible with robots if they get the opportunity. But it was when I found out about the chef, in combination with when he was like, if they're honest, they'll tell you. But this one, it wakes you up like, I was like, you're awake, but then you can get more awake. I was already aware, one party system type of thing. But I don't know, it's like as a figurehead or whatever, he's a spokesperson type of thing. But then he went out there and said, the brothers aren't voting for Kamala. And I just remember going, who's this Chinese robot talking to me like he's knows me? Like he gets what's going on. You haven't talked to any human Negro in 50 fucking years of your goddamn life. Who are you talking about? What are you talking about? And Kamala's a horrible candidate, you dumbass. The fuck? What a and then you go, oh yeah, I bet he did kill the chef. I bet his wife does have a dick. Fuck that guy, man. He's a piece of shit. He killed all those kids with drones. Yeah, I'm not sure if YouTube's still gonna keep this going, but you start to, these are the questions you start to ask yourself. But people are starting to break out of all those psyops. I can see the Trump people. It's time for people to wake up. That was the final. Sometimes you need a real final straw from people to really go like, what the fuck, man? Fuck that guy. That guy went from like neutral to like, yeah, he's all right, to like, that guy's a demon. Guy's a demon on Earth. Why is he? His real name's Barry Soetoro. He's an ignorant thug. I don't like him. It's like people need to get to like this level of awakening to understand. But so if they're honest, they'll tell you about their awakening. I get it. It's not easy. You don't come in knowing everything. Starting to realize. All right. And I saw people, relatively, Trump loyalists, or not Trump loyalists, but I'm seeing all types of people now starting to question the narratives they get, especially just the absurd ones like Trump getting shot, like the Trump shooting. Like, is there anybody out there that still believes that shit? Is there anybody out there that still believes somebody shot at Trump and missed and hit him in the ear? What the fuck? How the fuck? What the fuck you shooting at him with? A fucking ear heat seeker? Like, there's no fucking way you're shooting at that guy, hitting him in the air. There's no way. I don't care how many gods you have on your fucking side. You cannot shoot at this man. I mean, like, what is the mass on this guy? There's no way you're hitting him in the ear. You're clipping him in the ear. Like that. The odds of that are like profound. There's people literally going out there going like, well, God saved him. God saved Donald J. Trump. It's just a wild thing to say. It's like we fund all the kid killings in the world. But yeah, no, I don't think that's what happened. That thing definitely fake. Like, I don't even know if YouTube really lets you. They're gonna be blocking this shit in a vault somewhere, and then they don't really let these videos out there. They're out, whatever. They'll figure it out. But yeah, that shit was fake. There's no way. And you see the footage of the flag waving in the background, perfectly placed. They're bringing in the cameraman just to go take the picture, and they're bringing him up, shooter down, the one shooter for sure. It's obviously just like. And why is it the one thing that they're showing everybody? Obviously the decision was made by the one party system, the uniparty backstage, to run Trump, and because he's got more of a excited following, which they're going to need for this next round of fucked up shit that they're going to do. And the Democratic Party's move was just to, clout farm however much brownie points they can get from having a black lady pretend that she's running for president. When in reality, it's just a fucking marketing campaign. It's just a fucking fundraising campaign. It's horseshit. But people really fall for it. So I get why they do it. Yeah. Yeah, they're bullshit out there. Don't fall for the trap set by the one party system, man. I mean, they're really. God, they're fucked up, man. God damn. Yeah. Yeah, the Trump shooting, really crazy. Really, really, really fake. I mean, that is absurd. And then Alex Jones was saying some shit. I'm hopping off Alex Jones's case because I enjoy Alex Jones, even though he's a COINTELPRO, operative or whatever. And he's like, whatever. I don't mind. I think he's one of the funnier ones. He's funnier than, again, all the late night hosts. He's genuinely entertaining. He's funnier than most comedians. And yeah, he might be Bill Hicks. He might be. Every now and then he makes me laugh so fucking hard. I'm like, fuck, he might be Bill Hicks, man. But yeah, he said something like, how could you fake the Trump shooting? Like, you couldn't fake that, folks. I'm like, motherfucker, a middle school fucking play could do better. Like, really, really loud noise, duck down, come back up with shit on your ear. And the deep state will kill a guy to make it look real. Don't get me started on that. They'll level 2 towers of people to fucking go and get some oil somewhere and fucking plunder a bunch of people. Like they'll on morning live Tuesday TV. That's where you can watch it. It's like they'll do that. But no, they wouldn't shoot some random guy in the fucking head to make it fucking add some ambiance. Maybe. Yeah. And then questioning everything. BLM, I went down the rabbit hole on all these things, and BLM in particular, it gets a lot of flack. Maybe it started as, oh shit, it's dark outside. But yeah, it's fake too. But what's really the underpinning, let's not get trapped on how BLM is fake. I mean, obviously, it's a scam after that, but I don't think anybody, especially black people, were really thought it was a real thing that you give money to. Like, what are they gonna do with your money? Anyways, it was what are they gonna who are you gonna give your money to? But point is, the real thing is when you look back and you realize it's not just BLM. So Rodney King was fucking bad. The LA riots were bad. I mean, if you want to look into it, he happens to pull in to a perfectly well-lit spot where a guy happens to have a camcorder and the cops happen to be beating his ass right in the spotlight and it's just you start to just realize how bullshit this stuff is, man. Just how long it's been bullshit. Just how long it's been bullshit. I mean, even I'm gonna say it. Oh, they tapped into my stream here. YouTube might, hopefully the audio is coming through on this and everything's working. But it's Emmett Till, Really? Seriously, how old is this shit? They never did an autopsy on him. Even when he got back to Chicago, I'm just saying, they never did one autopsy on him. And one never doing the autopsy, if you've been following the Charlie Kirk shit, is a major red flag. It's a major red flag. Any man in that, and it's usually associated, let me tell you, with fake deaths. You don't want anybody examining the body because they'll find out the body is, a mannequin or whatever the fuck they put in. It's usually associated with they probably fucking they've been pulling it for a long time, is what I'm saying. So let's not get stuck on the BLM thing, but yeah, that's fake too, obviously. And moreover, the people that have been getting $500,000 on GoFundMe, you think that's fake? Do you think that's real? I'm telling you, a stabbing at a high school track meet would be recorded. It would be recorded. I know it sounds gruesome, it sounds fucked up. There's so many iPhones out. If there's a fight breaks out there, it doesn't even have to be a stab, just a fight breaks out. We got 10 angles from 10 different students. Okay. And we can watch them all at once, sync them up, get a 3D rendering of the fucking thing. I really like that's what we could do. But there's none of that. Random lady walks up and she goes, "Hey, kid, you're digging in my thing." Guy I don't know if YouTube's gonna dig my shit. I can say YouTube. But yeah, a random guy walks up and he's not the parent of the kid and is just recording that. Did you say the nigga word? He's being funny with me. Yeah, I watch it. It's fucked up. But yeah, but that thing's fake too. That thing's obviously also fake. Who is this guy? Why is he walking up? He doesn't have a kid. It's not his kid. Like, why do I have to find this out? And then who's giving them $500,000 each? And they're out of their time, out of their day, money out of their fucking wallets to giving to these fucking people for some reason. Maybe do you have money like that? Maybe somebody has it, but if you're asking me, it's a little good old fashioned APAC divide and conquer. It's definitely APAC. Good. Yeah. Just be aware to think critically. Yeah, who the fuck is giving them any money? Any money at all? Fuck you. I don't know you, bitch. Shit, man. Yeah, and they could track that money. I'm like, hey, how about we track the who's paying for it, who's doing what? But they don't want that. They just want the divide and conquer because people are, again, it's the same thing they did to Occupy Wall Street. All these people divide and conquer them to get them off the real topics and real subjects. They'll divide you with horseshit, stupid stuff. What color are they? What's there? Is it a PP or a fucking puss or a fucking? Is it a? They'll give you anything. What type of hat is it? What type of fucking? Whatever the fuck food are they eating? One thing, and then they'll distract you with stupid shit to get you off class and geopolitical fucking, espionage, exploitation. They don't want you thinking about that. Which brings me to the next one, partisanship. Partisanship, man, that's the next big one to go. If you still believe in the two-party system, you are a dumb fuck. Yeah, I'm sure you'd fucking take a bite out of his shit as long as they put it on a plate, you dumb fuck. It's like really at this point an obvious thing. And if you're really paying any attention, they're both fucking you, and they're tag teaming fucking you in the ass. And you're sitting there cheering when one guy's doing it and booing when the other guy's doing it. You're really like the biggest jerk off like ever. It's like but the people sometimes have to find this out on their own time. And anybody pushing partisanship, it really is also compromised or retarded and trying to bring you into that wavelength, that fold. Yeah. But yeah, again, and people will tell you about their realizations, their epiphanies. If they're honest, hopefully, I'll tell you I was an Obama fucking fan. Before I knew that he would butt fucking kill me if he could. All right, on his Martha's Vineyard estate. All right, so I said, oh shit. And he probably goes, I'm not gonna press it too hard. here. I'm just gonna say I was before I found certain things out. I was. Oh shit! I'm a fan. All right. Yeah, this is a good place to wrap it up here. Yeah, Epstein. I guess Epstein. I've been sprinkling. That's also a big one that woke a lot of people up. It just made them realize that like the thing that was sold to them as the most absurd thing, this kid fucking and eating ritual by a pizza shop, was maybe not the wildest thing, and maybe the people trying to discredit any child sex trafficking rings at a time like this, whether you're Jon Stewart or Donald Trump, you're suspicious and under question. Yeah, what?
Oh,
Yeah. No, I'm doing. Yeah, okay, I'll save this one. Okay. I guess I'll hop off right now. Is a good spot to end it. Yeah, I hope it was helpful. I mean, shit, I'm like, I'm figuring this out. The rest of you, there's always something to learn. Yeah, I'm not quite. I don't know everything here, but you don't really have to know everything. You just have to just kind of be a little bit more aware and put it into action as you can. All right. Until next time. That's good. This might be a good setup here with this light. It sort of looks fucking angelic vintage or something. Look to it. But yeah. What is it? What's my till next time shit? Got this whole thing, the Gettysburg conspiracies. I should write down a fucking one before I go. I have a good one here, and till next time. Run down. Don't let up. Don't let up is actually gonna be. We're chasing them down, folks. We got them on the run. The Gettysburg of conspiracies.